taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the noose off. And you cannot save me, cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots.
You are not as tough as.
Well, we're finally here. The final show before we take a plunge into Love Dive. We got 6 big bouts ready to warm you up, to give you a feeler for what's to come this weekend. So strap on in as we take a nice little plunge into tonight's action. Well, hello, Scio City, Iowa.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Knoxville, Tennessee, Bianca Belair.
Welcome to Breakdown. We are on the go home before Love Dive. We're kicking it off in the best way as EST Bianca Belair set for action. I believe this might be her debut on Breakdown, joining the roster during draft week, and now her first singles match in quite some time. Let's see how this goes against the former Ruby belt holder. A whole bunch of trouble.
Representing the Judgment Day from Elmwood Park, New Jersey, Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan looking to get back onto winning ways. A couple of losses in a row. More like 3 now, actually. Losing the War Games matchup. Prime time. During Uprising. Then losing her title eliminator to Utami Hayashishita. Now it's bounce back season for Morgan. She's ready to go to work here as we get underway with tonight's episode of Breakdown. Morgan forcing Bianca into the corner, and the power game, not something you typically relate to Liv Morgan. It's more the speed, the flexibility, and just the outright craziness that she can bring as she's, well, going into a standard well of offenses. Cinco de Mayo is, well, day I'm recording this, ironically. But yes, around the world she goes. Boom, nice drop kick from Morgan. She's got the better of Bianca to start this one off. Oh, drop kicks attempted, but the leg drop is what hits first. Bianca. Ooh, eats a spinning heel kick. Liv is certainly living it up here to kick off a Breakdown as she ascends to the top. Crossbody attempted but caught and slammed into the canvas. Bianca gets her first offensive maneuver off. It's a more counteractive one, but now back on the receiving end of some Liv Morgan punishment. But she is able to slow it down. She's mitigated it. Gonna send Liv crashing to the outside. Both ladies, former champions in IPW. Liv, two-time Ruby belt holder, gets sent crashing into the canvas. Also the inaugural Ruby belt holder. Bianca, former mixed tag champion now, looking to forge her path in the singles divisions here on Breakdown. And she's caught once more, but out the back door as we get a nice look at the ring post. Both ladies just jockeying for position. Still they battle, still they tussle for a dominant position. And it's Bianca that's getting the better of Liv right now, sending Morgan running, tries to go belly to belly, but Liv, she's going around the world off the corner, hitting the drop kick flush onto Bianca's chest, launching her into the canvas. Bianca may have been teeing up the hair whip there, not going to be able to lash it out. Instead, whips Liv into a little jaded action, but the lights, they've gone out. And that's Raquel Rodriguez's music hitting the arena. Bianca distracted by it. Liv slowly back to her feet. Gonna capitalize on the distraction from her Judgment Day compatriot. Scoops her up. And we're going for a second round of Three Amigos. Honoring Eddie Guerrero a few times over, but she's caught. Taken up top. KOD connecting. Liv is down, taunting, yeeing her potential last haw. And the cover here, Bianca looking to get the dub. But still, Liv kicks out, staying alive in this matchup. Again, Bianca slipping out the back door. Liv really likes to utilize that Three Amigos. It's not working out for her, and it's going to be costly potentially. Bianca, though, still utilizing her power, sends Liv crashing into that top turnbuckle. Well, top rope, I should say. Nice kick down low. Bianca off the ropes. Springboard handspring into the splash. That is beautifully executed from Belair, who's ascended to the heavens. Jumps connecting with a crossbody. Liv in trouble. Springboard moonsault. No, too short there for Bianca. And she's going to meet the boot of Liv in her face. Bianca caught. Oh, but gonna just fight off Morgan. Not allowing Liv really any satisfaction. And there's an Oblivion, though. That came out of nowhere. And Liv, well, one time is just paying homage. 2 times is rubbing it in. 3 times, that's a statement maker. 3 Amigos and a cover off of it. 1, 2. Belair kicks out, keeping the bout alive. And, well, the potential for the drought for Morgan to continue. But maybe not. Single leg Boston Crab applied. Morgan trying to just keep the pressure on, gets sent running. Belair hooks her up. Feeling a little jaded is Morgan. And now in trouble because Belair's looking to put her away with a kiss of death. Cover here for Bianca. 1, 2, 3. The bad luck continues for Liv Morgan. Another loss added to her 2026 record, and it has been honestly on the bitter end for Morgan, who's really just struggled to find any momentum since losing that belt, really. Going to that well way too many times as well with the Three Amigos. And it becomes costly because stars know what's coming. They feel the impact, they learn how to prepare for it.
Here is your winner, Bianca Belair.
And because of that, it gives them more chance to bounce back and win. We saw it with Utami, and we've now seen it with Belair. Bianca gets the dub here tonight in our opener. Well, we're leaving the women's division. Go a little bit of men's singles. How about we bring in IPW's chairman to the matchups here tonight.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the Cooling from Niagara Falls, Canada, weighing in at 223 pounds, Sean Spears.
Well, Spears, one of these stars in IPW that appears randomly. Fleeting opportunities, but when he shows up, he brings his best game and brings that hard-hitting, never back down attitude that some may call a perfect 10 to realistically have. We shall see, though, if he can utilize that form to get a dub here tonight up against this man. The past, the retro, just the pure pain. No cult of personality needed. No fire burns. Just the bangs of the voiceless. Given a voice by this man.
And his opponent from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 227 pounds, CM Punk.
CM Punk looking for the big win. Will he be able to earn it? Because he has been a man that has been mired with failure in IPW. And when we close in on a time in IPW that becomes pretty big to be on your best form, we are closing very much in on the showdown. Crowd still backs him. He is their star, and we get underway. Collar and elbow that Spears overpowers Punk in. Forces him into the ropes, and we get a clean break. Two veterans of the game. Very solid in-ring work. Expect a technical battle here between the two. Punk gets the side headlock and then gets shot off by Spears. And we tie up for the third time. An even affair in the collar and elbows as Punk and Spears 1-for-1 in terms of overpowering. And in the technical battle, no real damage done. However, Punk sizing up his prey. Springboard, not going to connect though. Spears now handed control of this affair. Looking to realistically assert his dominance and cull the cult of personality. Kitchen sink delivered by CM Punk. He's throwing everything at Spears now. And certainly reading that sign, the best are very much here in IPW. And tonight we've got just such an epic card of talented stars given an opportunity to bolster their rankings, to solidify their skills, heading not only into Love Dive, but locked in, earning potential chances of qualification to the locked in match over the next 4 weeks after Love Dive. And that is what we've got to look forward to once more. The two gruesome chambers, one for the men, one for the women. And what's more important is, obviously with a brand split this year, those chambers are going to be a lot more difficult to get into. We're going to probably only have 5 available slots up and available for them, with 2 slots open to champions to really be defending in. And obviously we look at the titles that could potentially be on the line. It's going to be a difficult pathway for whomever enters those chambers. Just looking back at Locked In last year, we saw Natalya win the television championship, the women's television championship, in the first ever Locked In chamber. Then in the main event, Randall Keith Orton won his television championship in that. And what happens after Locked In is, well, you get locked into your division, and, well, those championships aren't defended for at least a month with the showdown taking place. And that is such a long, grueling process. My favorite time of year, obviously, because it is non-stop action in IPW. Speaking of non-stop action, CM Punk delivering it here to Spears, sets him up for a Shining Wizard. The lights have gone out again. Well, that's Talatonga's music. Why is he getting involved in this matchup? That is unclear. But the general manager may be playing some mind games here as the Anaconda Vice gets locked in. Punk looking to tap out Spears here. Will he get him? It's wrenching deep on the hold. And there's the tap. Punk returns to winning ways. Let's be honest, it was honestly a very solid performance by both men in the early stages. But then Punk turned his gas on, Thet spears up here for the Shining Wizard. The bang comes through. The distraction happens, but it does not dissuade Punk. He keeps the pressure on, and the Anaconda Vice secures the sub. Well, Punk gets his W finally. The issue is, there could be more at play from the general manager. We shall have to see. But for now, let's move over to our next bout. Well, it looks like we kept the strobe lights going above the entrance ramp. Because, well, we've got a storm brewing here for your third bout. We're keeping the pivots going between the men and the women. Because, let's be honest, everyone deserves a chance. And now, we're about to unleash a whole lot of weather. As the tempest, the rain, the thunder and lightning is storming to the ring in the form of Jade Cargill. Jade, we know, powerful and domineering of her opponents. A very similar style to the likes of Bianca Belair that started the night. But, for lack of better words, Jade be that bitch. And will, well and truly, just squash the competition. And give no regard to your thoughts as she does it. So how do you beat a Jade? You bring in someone more brash, cocky, arrogant, and also a bringer of skill.
And her opponent from Las Vegas, Nevada, Zoe Stark.
So we're bringing in Zoe Stark for a stark contrast to the Jade Cargill style. It's more about the strikes. It's more about just stepping up, the grit and determination to overcome potentially a hurricane of damage. A lot of weather analogies can be made in the build-up to this matchup, but when two combustible elements are about to collide, well, it's going to be thick and fast. A scoop slam after Stark charges in. And it's going to be costly. As Cargill given control, springboard offense coming in from Jade. Lands across body here and a cover comes following suit. Stark not going to stay down for long, fires off a lariat of her own and drops Jade. And, well, as we're saying tonight, a precursor to some of the carnage set to happen at Love Dive. We've not really got too many of the big stars competing here from the card. However, this is such a good night to kind of build us towards Locked In. We already started talking about it in our previous bout, but Locked In this year, you've got to feel there's less chance for stars to qualify. In fact, I'm going to be honest with you, with us going to have a men's and a women's chamber, the champions that will be defending are going to be kind of on the ropes here. They'll be entering, well, the next run of weeks unaware of which champion's going to be defending in the cage. That obviously will be decided prior to that, but we will see, because IPW management alongside the general managers are going to have to concoct, I should say, some qualifier matches, with the fact that you've got some names here tonight that we haven't seen in quite some time competing, just trying to get into the spots as a big time spear comes through from Cargill. It's certainly a welcoming sight to see them heading into a potential championship opportunity. As a cover comes through here for Cargill. Jade only good for one, but that one's good enough to set up for the knee to drop into the face of Stark and Buster wide open. The red on the face of Stark matching the color of Jade's gear. Just a bloody ending! What a catch-and-release German suplex from Stark. Jade's now bleeding like a gear after that hard landing onto the steel steps. Not what I expected to see, but I loved every element of it. Stark crashing now into the barricade. Cargill just pinning her against it. Well, Stark's going to happily oblige with a similar response. Cargill crashed into the barricade as the count starts to elevate up. We're at the halfway point of Big Man Kevin's illustrious 10 count. Stark breaks the count for herself, and Cargill gonna do the same thing. Stark may have been looking to fly there. Cargill gonna just squash her and drop the elbow. Cover here for Jade. Is it good enough for a 3? Currently the answer's no. We're seeing a lot of high-flying offense here from Cargill. Not something you typically expect in her kit. But she is using every weapon she has to her arsenal. Gonna stop Stark's boot, catching her. Brings her up top. Spins her out with an airplane spin. A torture rack bomb there. Really a unique piece of offense. Not many people use it, but Cargill able to connect it massively onto Stark, and now, oh, may have been looking for the Jaded. Stark not going to get hit. Instead, springboard. Just a crash landing into the canvas. Inverted scoop slam from Cargill. Going to be the response to the miss from Zoe. And, well, these two jockey for position. Stark catches her. The big 3-6 knee connecting for Zoe. Cover here as well onto Cargill. Good for a close near fall there. Stark keeping the pressure on. Needs to maintain the momentum and keep Cargill at bay. The springboard dropkick goes awry. And that could give Jade the opportunity to pounce. Cargill, a knee down low. Pump handle position. Turns her inside out with the face buster. These two delivering on this matchup. We're only 3 bouts into tonight. What a great bout we're seeing in front of us. Already a matchup of the month contender here between these two. And, well, we're closing probably in on the finale. Shoulder breaker from Stark. Dropping Jade as the referee's count going to continue to go up to 3. Stark keeping the pressure on, just shot after shot, connecting. Combo after combo, delivering the punishment. Cargill going to have a nice meeting with the barricade as well. Oh, vicious shots from Zoe. Just unloads, and well, she's going to return Cargill to the ring. She wants to get the job done the right way. Blood trickles down her face as she flies in and delivers a drop kick. Now ascending. Frog splash. Not going to work out. The knees come up from Jade, and a super kick to set up. No, not set up for the Jaded. Stark. Has she found her moment? Has she done enough to keep Cargill down and at bay? Up and over the top. He snaps the neck down. Punches following suit to keep the punishment, to keep that face bloodied and bludgeoned. Stark has stepped up tonight. Dropkick connecting. Jade really struggling at this junction. Oh, nice lariat there from Stark. As Zoe ascends once more to the heavens she goes. Frog splash again. Not gonna work out for her. Cargill pouncing her opponent. Big time shots delivered here by both ladies, but neither of them are getting the finishing maneuver. A massive chokeslam may have just put an exclamation point, though, on Cargill's offensive adventure. I may have spoke too soon. Oh. Stark batters back. Neither woman getting the big shot. Hurricane Rana from Zoe. Gonna just slow it down. Stop Jade from getting a Jaded off. Cover here for Stark. 1, 2, 3. Well, the storm has kind of just petered out, it seems, to maybe just a slight splashing of rain. Because Zoe Stark has just overcome a very difficult opponent. As we're just getting to watch these replays, the Eye of the Storm not going to work out for Cargill. Zoe kept the momentum rolling. Cover here after the alley-oop out the corner. And it gets to 3.
Here is your winner, Zoe Stark.
Both ladies really gave it their all. A 360 from Stark. The big shot, though, that really made Cargill uncomfortable. And that resulted in Zoe Stark earning this win. I have not heard this song, but I have seen that Tron. That was only 2 matches ago now. Sort of intervention in Punk's bout.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing MFT from Kissimmee, Florida, weighing in at 264 pounds,
Talatonga clearly is in the arena here. So why his music played earlier in the night to intervene on CM Punk's match, we'll have to wait and see, but right now he is scheduled for a singles bout. Will it be able to deliver like our previous matchup? Or will it be a one-sided dominant affair from Tala Tonga? The giant of the MFTs. The G.O.D. Enforcer. Looks ready to go to work. But who is he going to be after? We know that there is only one star here on Breakdown to rep the Wyatts. But is he coming alone? It's a question I don't know the answer to. One thing I do know is, well, he is coming alone now. But as a buzzard, they typically stalk their prey on their own. They like to pick their prey apart and deal out the final moments of life. They pluck it from your existence. The fireflies rain and fly around the Breakdown Arena after the burning entrance of Tala Tonga. Can Loomis overcome his tall opponent? Or will this be his demise at the hands of the MFT? Let's get that answer right now. It's Tala Tonga. It's Dexter Loomis. And we're underway. Loomis lands the first blow of this affair, but it is met immediately with a massive headbutt. And this is the confidence Tala Tonga possesses. It's brash, it's brazen. Realistically, he knows he can get away with it. With the general manager being Solo Sikoa, the leader of the MFTs, they realize everything works in their favor. They know that they can do no wrong. And if I'm honest, the hitmen of Solo Sikoa, being so dominant, being so many of them, the fact that you have obviously all of the MFTs, you've got JC Mateo, you've got Tama Tonga Loa as well as Tala, but then you have those separate hitmen, your Mark Henrys, your number one contender for the Emerald Belt in Obafemi. The questions start to become, is this show just becoming a dominant playground where Solo kind of just destroys everything and everyone that opposes him. That is a question, a food for thought, as right now Loomis has put in a good showing here against Tala Tonga, but I may have spoke too soon now as Tala inverse choke slam delivered to Loomis, launching him into the canvas. Now a running STO as Loomis got back to his feet quite quick there, but no. Punishment still continues from Tala Tonga, tossing his prey around. Dominant display here from the MFT member, who has stepped up to the level of competition. Fairly new to the wrestling scene, I would say, is Tala Tonga in comparison to the rest of the MFTs. Well, he's got a lot to prove, a lot of hype to live up to, as he's certainly having to step up here to deal with Dexter Loomis. As Loomis sent crashing into the top rope. This time a cover good for only one. Wisely, Loomis rolled out, but unwisely, he came back in with immediate effect and ate a massive clothesline. Tala Tonga just brutalizing his opponent. It picks him up with ease and just slams him back into the canvas. Cover here as well. One. Only a one count here. If you're Loomis here, you realistically need to keep your opponent grounded. Or just, whoa, big time belly to back suplex. Did not expect that. I do expect the leg drop. Keep him down there. Keep the pressure on as well. Or maybe start to target the legs to make them buckle, make them weak. Loomis not going to go to that, it seems. He allows Tala to get back up and, well, keep the punishment going. A headbutt to the back and now an Irish whip. And a big time boot connecting as Tala Tonga drags his food away from the ropes. Cover here, 1, 2, and a kick out from Loomis, but that kick out may just have been more of a stagnative maneuver to stymie the pressure, but he is caught. He can't lock in the silencer. And, well, Tala Tonga couldn't get his chokeslam off. So both men missing when it matters most, which is kind of good for one another. Scoop slam attempted there, not going to work out for Loomis. Instead, he eats a DDT, but the next big shot to connect is his own. Heads to the second rope, tries to drop that elbow once more, and Tala Tonga evades as he calls for that choke slam, but eats a spine buster for his taunting. And there, only a 2 count. But the lights have gone out once more. Tonga Loa's music hits. The MFTs up to their usual tricks. Loomis distracted. No one seems to be here, but Tonga Loa is. This interruption quite clearly noticed by a referee. The steel chair laid flat in the ring. Tala trying to push it away, but a referee getting a good look at the metal that just hit the skull of Loomis, as well as a look at Tonga Loa. How that's not a DQ, I don't know. But the chair going to be tossed out the ring. Tonga Loa happy to just pick up the scraps that his God brethren has given him. Loomis can't connect. Alatonga looking for it. That choke slam not going to work out. Instead, silencer attempted. Not going to work. Neither man really able to get their finishes so far tonight. I've only seen 2 finishes for 4 matches. One of them came from CM Punk of all people. The other from Bianca Belair. Actually, I saw a 360. But I've seen 3, but it is what it is. Seen 3 from 3, but 2 of them were in 1 match. Haha. Okay, I'm lying even more. I've only seen 4 finishes in 3 matches. Anyway, Loomis now has the silencer in. Talatunga somehow being hung up, and he's tapped out here. Loomis puts him to sleep. An impressive feat as well on the very tall, over 6 foot Talatunga. Close to 7 foot, I believe. Just being lifted by a smaller man as well. That is impressive from Loomis, who hits that spine buster. Now nowhere, he finally locks in the silencer. And he puts Talatunga to sleep right here.
Here is your winner, Dexter Loomis.
Well, the Wyatts may have split between the shows. One thing stays the same. Dexter Loomis stays winning. We shall see how that favors him, but for now, how about we shift to the co-main event? Well, your co-main event brings regalness. It brings cerebralness. It brings a true game to the table. How ready are you to face the King of Kings? It can only be one man. It's Triple H.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Greenwich, Connecticut, weighing in at 255 pounds, Triple H!
The cerebral assassin, set to compete in your co-main event. Absent for some time, now looking to conquer, to destroy, and grant his opponent a game over. Personally speaking, this man has been missed in IPW. Let's be honest. He's not risen to the same success as his DX compatriots. Badass and the Road Dogg, current tag champions. Michael's a former world champion. Triple H has surmounted to nothing, and well, Xbox is. The best thing he's achieved is his Tron is classed as the billboards here on Breakdown. But his opponent, also a man that's achieved much more than him in IPW. A former world champ looking to reclaim and recapture his success.
And his opponent from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 225 pounds, Seth freaking Rollins.
Last week, a successful return to action for the Visionary. He overcame the scrap daddy, Adam Pearce. And now, he steps up once more to face the King of Kings. Will the crowd be serenading Seth after this co-main event? Or will it be game over? Let's find out. Because right now, the crowd are chanting for HHH. Underway, big man Gregory draws official duties for this one. Well, you got two men. A lot of history between them. Former mentor and pupil. As Seth goes and lands a nice scent on their cover as well. These two know each other so well. Rollins overpowering and well, cheap shots. It was expected. Any dirty trick in each other's wheelhouse will be coming out here. Because while there's that tutelage sort of respect, they certainly do hate each other. Rollins quick to the punch. Springboard moonsault works out for him. Cover here as well. Good for only that one, but keep your eyes on the pace of this match. It works for Seth if he can keep it thick and fast. But Triple H, there's a reason why you call him the Cerebral Assassin. Methodical, calculative, and while he tells you to suck it as he delivers a trio of punches. Irish whip reverse, sent running, hits you with the big knee. And the game's not done. Popped up spine buster. Drives Seth into the canvas in a blink of an eye. It's gone from that slow pace that I expected to this thick and fast one. And it's all at the allegiance of the game. Pedigree connects into the cover as well. Seth's busted open and almost put to bed. It's not going to be a serenade for Seth at this time or rate. It's more of a good night lullaby. If Triple H keeps this momentum going. Kick down low. Not going to go for the pedigree. Instead, powerbomb position with Rollins. That powerbomb position is going to turn into a swirly. Rollins needs to overcome this quick and sudden change of momentum. That change of pace that the game has enacted. Well, Rollins is now finding his footing, recuperating, overcoming the troubles, and well, that could be a game changer. Pedigree of Rollins' own. And now lining up the game for a little stomp into the canvas. Cover here for Seth, busting open the game. And he gets him. What a quick bout, let's just be honest. Both men brought the big, heavy weapons, but only one of them was able to kick out of the other's finisher. Here we see that finisher that was kicked out of the pedigree. Put Seth down for the one and only the two. Then Rollins bit back, hit his own pedigree, and then this. Lights go out when the stomp puts your head into the canvas. 1, 2, 3.
Here is your winner, Seth freaking Rollins.
Well, it's Seth being serenaded in your co-main event. Your main event, though, will it be able to deliver on the same level? Let's get it. Normally, I have a build-up to this matchup when this man enters the arena. But that build-up's not needed. He has done his talking with his dominance in the ring. And now, he gets his shot at Love Dive.
The following is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Lagos, Nigeria, weighing in at 310 pounds, Oba Femi.
Your main event is going to be brutal. It's what we like to call the creme de la creme. The best of the best. Number one contenders versus champions. Your precursor. Your kind of tasty treat before you eat the main course at Love Dive. It's Oba versus Ospreay. As well as the tag partners for the men. It's
Partner from Japan, the Queen.
It's the Ruby Belt contender, Utami Hayashishita, stepping up to work alongside the ruler. Two just out-and-out powerhouses, just innovating this breakdown women's division. Let's be honest, no one is currently on their level in terms of performance. The Red Queen and the Ruler, two regal entities similar to the King of Kings. But right now, they are the hottest prospects in IPW. They get to go up against the champs of the top divisions.
And their opponents, first from London, England, weighing in at 191 pounds, the prestigious World Champion, Will
Ospreay has been at the mountaintop for quite some time. In fact, that's been since the showdown, which we've already been discussing earlier in the night. He's closing in on a year-long title reign, which is pretty impressive. Only one other person I know has been able to do that in IPW, and that is the woman on top of Primetime. Ospreay looking to match a similar accomplishment, but his most difficult opponent stands across from him here tonight, a man that owns a pinfall victory over him. As for this man, she's looking to cement her reign by beating a dominant force.
from Dublin, Ireland, the women's prestigious World Champion, the man, Becky Lynch.
Just to put some interesting source around this title bout, or this sort of breakdown roster. None of the champions are American, which is pretty nuts to say the least. As well, Ospreay and Oba squaring off like they did before. It was only a few weeks ago that these two had a singles match at the behest of Solo Sikoa. That matchup went in the favor of the ruler. Tonight, they get to do it again ahead of Saturday's Love Dive. This is mixed tag team action. And you may be wondering, what's the difference in this tag match compared to previous mixed tag bouts? Well, put it very easily. The men will only face the men, the women will only face the women. When you make a tag, the opponents are kind of forced to tag as well. Right now, you kind of want to keep it, if you're Oba and Utami, in this sort of position. I may have spoke too soon, but you want to keep it with the ruler in control. But that control can slip at a moment's notice, and well, there's the tag. Utami's taunting on the apron, and that's going to not be costly as now she enters the ring. The Red Queen finally gets her first chances of battling with the champion. We've seen these two in the same ring before. It was only last week, during Lynch's title defense against the Irresistible Force, that Utami shared the ring as special guest referee. She got a first-hand look at the champion and now gets a first-hand opportunity to battle with the Last Kicker. You look at this bout, you look at just the raw talent in this ring, the extreme performances, as there's a nice suplex from Utami. Lynch quickly snaps up to her feet and, well, it's not going to work out for her. Instead, eats a bridging German. That came from out of goddamn nowhere from the Red Queen. Hard-hitting offense going to lead to a cover here. Ospreay, he can't break it up. He cannot kick a woman. That's an issue with a mixed tag match. For the men, they can't really get involved. The women, however, they can just scrap and brawl with everyone. They can break the men's pins up. Now, I think that was a slight mistake from Utami. She had control of the situation, but I think it's now going to work out for her. As Oba, oh, he's going to get reversed. Irish whipped into his own corner. Ospreay, capitalizing, sends Femi into the ring post. Well, the ruler's not going to take that too kindly. Tries to hit the double axe. Ospreay avoids, but he gets hit with the axe anyway. Femi, we've seen the raw power, his freakish athleticism come to great effect. And this is a mistake again, this time by the champions. Femi was staggered on the outside. Perfect target, and well, now it's time for the Red Queen to capitalize off of said mistake. Puts Lynch in the corner. Becky fighting back. Bobbing blow. Nice belly to back. Delivering punishment to Utami. And this time, the tag gonna work out, I think, better for the man. However, Ospreay failing to connect allows the ruler to come in and deliver some powerful offense, but caught. Roll up here for Ospreay. Hand is in the ropes, but the pin's reversed. Oba on top. Good for one. That's a rope break. It has to be. Big Kim not gonna break that up though. The action now spills to the outside. Nice back breaker delivered there by Femi. And if you're any of these stars, you have to realize that any and all damage you do in this bout is going to add up. It's going to impact your title matchup at Love Dive. Count of 7 here. Will Ospreay return Femi to the ring? Making Nate. Count of 9. Femi's back in. Ospreay back in as well. No 10 needed. But the champion caught. Femi sends him running. Pops him up. Nice choke slam. For a second, I thought Ospreay was going to fall prey to another fall from grace. That's not the case. Instead, he creates some space. And in his place, Lynch eats a kitchen sink. And now the Red Queen. Well, she's caught. Lynch, submission hold applied. Red Queen out of it. Lynch not backing down. Arm wrench not going to work out for her. Utami scooping her up. Slams her down into the canvas. Cover here for the Red Queen. 1, 2. And a big kick out. Utami keeping the pressure on. Scoops up Becky. The last kicker out the back door. Chops at the knee. And causes a separation. Lines up Utami, and well, the apron spear works in her favor, but This is a mistake. You've got your opponent on the rope, so why bring in Oba? Well, that might be why a Styles Clash works in the favor of Ospreay off of the tag in. And now what's he thinking? Springboard. Oh, caught. The knees up from Femi. Ospreay butterflies him up top for a storm breaker. Cover here for Ospreay, but the pin is broken up immediately. Red Queen doesn't want any of that. Nice flatliner. The champion finding the winning position. Well, that winning position might have just been lost, though. Lynch. Caught. Hooked up. Sleeper hold. Into a judo throw. Mounted submission here. Utami trying to tap out her opponent. Referee distracted by Ospreay. And that's giving Lynch the opportunity to come back. Hook her up. Man. Handle. Slam. Down goes the Red Queen. 2. Big kick out from Utami Hayashishita. Staying alive in your main event. Utami sent running. Taken down with an arm drag. Lynch. Mistake made. Once again. Or so it may have seemed. But a storm breaker. A mistake ender. Damage being done to the number 1 contenders. As Ospreay, he's not gone to the hidden blade just yet. Maybe a mistake. Utilizing that Stormbreaker a couple of times. Might have just woken up the ruler. He now has his eyes firmly set on Ospreay. As the clubbing blows to the body come through. And as well as a massive European uppercut. Ospreay staggered, caught, and tossed around with ease. Femi looking to put an exclamation point with a fall from grace. Ospreay down, but not out. He's got backup, and Lynch keeps the matchup alive. The last kicker though caught. No escapes. And instead it's Utami caught with a German. Lynch on the outside. Locking in the disarmer. Utami trapped. Fights back, breaks the hold. Oh, caught. Big time German once more. The man has made a statement. So is Utami. It's the women beating up the men. No 10 count needed, but instead, a manhandle slam is an outcome that we're seeing. That's one. The second exclamation point. It's the second. 1, 2. No! The referee distracted. Femi getting involved. You may have just used 2 big manhandle slams onto the Red Queen, but you need to take care of the ruler after you've just beaten him up a few times. Lynch sent running. Hayashishita Comes charging in. Can't connect. Hung out to dry. Fires off a boot. Causes a separation. Grabs the hold, but gets sent running. Up and over. Lynch hangs her out this time. Off that top rope. Big time Bex. Has her eyes set onto the ruler. A drop kick to put him down. And now, eyes back onto Utami. Electric chair. Not going to work for her. And instead, the Red Queen slips out the back into a German. Back and forth we go. Cover here for Lynch. Is Utami down? No. Kicks out before the 3. How much more's left in the tank for the Red Queen? Because as it stands, Lynch is having her way with the number 1 contender. Big time drop kick, but the boot not going to connect for a second time, and instead Utami, fireman's carry, but the elbows, Lynch out the back, and again hooks up Utami, but up, stalled, out, and out the back door. The Red Queen escapes the danger. Now, can she get her offense going? Rib breakers utilized. Carnage caused and finally able to escape. I think that's the best maneuver for the Red Queen. Get some separation. She suffered so many big maneuvers from Lynch, and then a chokeslam from Ospreay almost gets the job done. Femi being back in this is great for the Red Queen. Springboard though. Ospreay never backs down, never give up. Goes for the cover and gets it. Too much punishment. And it was enough. Put away the number 1 contenders. With that in mind, is it enough to put them away when it matters most this weekend? A question we will find the answer out at Love Dive.
Here are your winners, Becky Lynch and Will O'Spivey.
I've been waiting to say this for 4 weeks, but who will bring the bang bang and take it up to 11 as we enter the black hole that is Love Dive? Let's take a rundown of the massive card ahead of us this weekend. One of the biggest nights of action is heading your way this weekend as we have a card stacked to the brim as we kick off the night with an imposter syndrome bout. El Grande Americano is taking on El Grande Americano. Will El Grande Americano win that bout? Or will El Grande Americano lose it? Who knows? One thing's for sure, there's going to be a lot of Olays and a lot of Barney burning bonanza sort of stuff and me losing my mind. We then shift gears. It's Alexa Bliss challenging Zarya for the Prospects Championship. What about that will be? From there, Drew McIntyre will defend his Amethyst belt against the Hurricane, who won that championship opportunity a few months ago now. From there, it's a tag team championship rematch. Fatal Influence get their rematch against Green and Niven, the Secret Hervis and Green. Which team will get the better of that situation? Currently, it is Green and Niven outperforming Fatal Influence there. Then we shift our gears towards the top 4 bouts of the evening. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes for the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship. A bout we've seen before in IPW, but this time the stakes matter more. As we move towards locked in after that, you want to be champion to evade them potential deadly situations. Afterwards, we keep on Primetime's title scene as the Empress of Tomorrow, the winner of Turmoil, cashes in on Fatal Influence's Fallon Henley. Asuka didn't get to make her choice. Fallon did it first and for her. Then we go to our co-main event. The 2 big bouts that were kind of culminated in our main event here tonight. It's going to be the Red Queen, Utami Hayashishita, challenging the last kicker, the man, big time Becky Lynch for the Ruby Belt. And finally, the green belt between 2 men who really do love the color green. The Emerald Championship on the line. The ruler challenges the aerial assassin, Will Ospreay, versus Obafemi to round out the evening of action. What a night Love Dive will be. I will see you there with a whole lot of Ive jokes. You don't want to miss it. Peace out.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change.